All right, welcome to another edition of Soto Desperado plays Ark Survival Ascended. I'm currently continuing to try to consolidate and breed my saber-tooths. I got so many varieties, I'm just trying to get a certain one. I have a male with 3 stats, and I have another male over here with 3 different stats. So I was doing him as much as possible, and then I decided to switch over to this other guy. The only problem is he's a much lower level than this guy. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. I just put them all in there and said, fuck it, you know. I think this one is the only one that is not able to mate yet. So I'll turn her off. Yeah, matter of fact, let me get her out of there. I forgot that she's just behind by a few minutes. But, you know, I'll put her on this side. All right, so I did all those over there, and I'm going to move him forward, hopefully, and be able to do the other ones. See, as long as I'm on the animal, it won't do anything. Alright, so to finish up the rest of these. And this one, is it ready yet or no? 10, 11 more minutes. I'll put her over here. So I got a better bird. I got a better male. This male has 3 stats. It's at 383. So this one has 3 stats also, so when I combine them, I have a good chance of getting a better male or a better female. You know. So So I did get ahead on that. I can't wait to get the RGs done. I really only do consolidation on RGs unless I decided to do the manticore with flyers. Then I would bother mutating birds, but these guys, I just do consolidation. I just like having a good tough cat. I do this with Thylacoleo, but you know, it takes forever to go over there and tame Thylacoleo. And frankly, I've seen nothing but low-level shit on the server. And when you get hit by those sons of bitches, you go down hard. I mean, they try to kill you, those things. They're tree cats, so they jump out of the tree, try to kill you. All right, so I got a couple of videos here. Let's see, got 10 minutes on that. Let's see, got this one. Real as being 99. People give terrible advice.
Listen to me. People give terrible advice. Nobody around me, I've noticed this for a long time. Nobody around me has any good advice to tell me or anything important to say that I could learn from or I could benefit from. Nothing. People don't know anything, bro. Nobody knows anything nowadays, man. Nobody has anything to teach you. Nobody has any advice they could give you to make your life better. Nobody has anything like that, bro. You can't learn anything from anybody except what not to be. You can learn from dumb people and stupid people to not be like them, but that's it. You can't learn from the successful people how to be successful at whatever it is you're trying to be successful at in life. Most of them are all corrupt and evil. You know, most of these people are corrupt and evil, and they're sellouts, and you don't need to be giving them your time, and you don't need to be wasting your breath on them. But yeah, man, nobody has anything good to say, no matter what you want to do, bro. Oh, you're wondering what classes you should take in college. Oh, who cares, bro? Nobody knows. Only you know. Or you're trying to figure out what job you want to have, or what career you want to have. Nobody can tell you that, bro. Nobody has any good advice to tell you that can help you. That's on your own to figure out. Oh, you want to know whether you should ask out this hot girl you're interested in? Well, nobody can help you, bro. That's your own decision. You can't go around asking your fucking parents or your siblings or your friends, hey, do you think I should ask this person out? Like, come on, bro. Like, what do they know, bro? You know who you want and what you want. So you go get it. You don't need people's permission or consent to go get what you want. And you certainly don't need anybody's advice or input on anything in life, bro. Like, you do whatever you want. Don't listen to anybody's advice. Also, you have to remember, do not give unsolicited advice. Nobody needs advice in life. Let people fuck up on their own. Let people make their own mistakes. You don't need to help other people. Who cares what mistakes they make in life? Who cares what mistakes they make in life, man? Fuck that shit. Let people do whatever they want. You don't need to stop people from messing up in life or making mistakes and learning from them or learning from life experiences. You don't need to give your unsolicited advice, which most likely is probably stupid and worthless anyway, just like all of your opinions and beliefs are. So don't be fucking wasting your time giving advice or taking in advice. You don't need to be listening to advice, and you don't need to be giving advice. Let people learn on their own. Let people figure things out on their own. It doesn't matter if it's your fucking kid, it's your sibling, it's your parent, it's your friend. It doesn't matter who they are, bro. Who cares? Let them learn on their own, man. Fuck all this bullshit. Even now, when I look back as a kid, bro, I remember things I got told as a kid by my parents or by my teachers or by my relatives. And I look back on it now and I'm like, damn, these people are fucking stupid, bro. Like, look at all this terrible advice they gave me. I'm so glad I can think for myself and have my own individual thoughts and opinions and beliefs. I'm so glad, man. If I was not able to do that, people would just want to control me and change me because they would be afraid of who I am. That's what you have to remember, man. People are always trying to give you unsolicited advice and they try to get you to change because they're scared of who you are. Either that or they want you to be just like them because they can't stand the fact that they're just so dumb and pathetic that, you know, they want other people to be as dumb and pathetic as them, and they want people to be as miserable as them. But you can't be like that. You have to take your own advice. You have to go after what you want in life without any permission, without any consent, without any approval. Fuck all that. You don't need approval or consent or permission for anything in life. You go after what you want. Don't take advice from people. Always remember, nobody around you has anything important to say. I don't care if you're related to them by blood or they're your friend. Who gives a fuck, bro? They don't know anything and they're just dumb and stupid. This is about you. This is about you. You are the one who has to give yourself advice and learn in life on your own. You have to develop your own beliefs and opinions. You have to develop your own way of thinking and your own way of behaving and acting. This is on you. Nobody can tell you what to do or how to act or how to behave or what to think or believe. Nobody. Nobody can, because everybody is a pussy and everybody is weak and pathetic. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is the advice for this video. My advice is fuck advice. Don't listen to any advice from anybody. You do your own thing. You do whatever you want. Develop your own beliefs, your own opinions. Do whatever you want in life. Don't listen to other people lecture you about how to live and how to behave. Don't listen to other people give you fake bullshit motivational speeches about how to make money or how to get more muscles or how to get girls and how to have sex more. Don't listen to any of this bullshit, bro. They're not going to help. These people are all egotistical, delusional bums, and they're charging you money for advice that is fucking trash and worthless. You can give yourself better advice. I mean, you can give yourself better advice than everybody around you, but you're just too lazy to do that and you want to rely on other people. Either that or you're just too weak and pathetic and scared and you don't want to be an individual and you don't want to think for yourself and be your own person. That's why you're taking advice from other people, because you're a sheep and you're an NPC and you just want to be a clone of everybody else and you don't want to be a one-of-one unique individual. That's what I am. I am a one-of-one unique individual that will never be replicated or mimicked or copied. Never. You know why? Because I don't take advice from anybody. Nobody. Nobody has anything important to tell me or relevant to tell me. The only time in life that it makes sense to take advice, obviously, is when you're at work and you're in the workforce. Because, say, for example, you're doing something, you know, let's say you're moving something in a warehouse or some shit, and your boss tells you, oh, you know, instead of putting it here, I want you to put it here. So you tell them, all right, okay, I'll put it here, you know. Like, instead of putting it where they don't want you to put the package, you put it where they tell you to. So you're asking for advice. You're like, oh, where do you want me to put it? That makes sense. Or say, for example, you're a cashier and you ask for advice. You're like, oh, what's a quick way for me to open the register or for me to log into my account so I can start checking out customers or some shit like that. I'm just making stuff up. You'll ask for advice to do the job properly and more effectively and efficiently. That makes sense. But other than that, when you're at work, that's the only time that it makes sense to take advice. Other than that, fuck everybody in your life, bro. Fuck your teachers, fuck your professors, fuck your parents, your siblings, your kids, your friends, your uncles, your aunts, your grandparents, your cousins, your nephews, your nieces. Fuck all of them. Take your own advice. Be your own person. Always remember that. You will be worthy of more respect if you do that than if you just copy everybody else and you just listen to what everybody else is telling you.
Those are all substandard birds I just had in storage. Oh, let me see if these guys are done. A couple of minutes. Let me see. Eventually the corpses will disappear, but I think I'll eat them. I like this color. I would prefer to try to breed this color in there instead of that red. So I'll leave that blue alone. I'll go back up here. Let's see. POS has been with me since the beginning, but you got to be careful on who you decide. Oh, this is health. That's an original health. Health stamina. Oh. Is it 572? It is. Okay. I'm just gonna fuck it. I'll just reduce inventory. Fuck it. I don't like having. I'm not gonna mutate them with that special shit they came up with. Alright, buy POS. Let me take a screenshot of POS. There we go, baby. Just thought I'd take a screenshot. POS, he started off as like, I think he's a level 80 bird. He was a level 80 bird. He served me really well. That's how I got a lot of my initial metal and stuff like that. And that's that. So I'll bring an animal over here to eat all this food. And let's see, where am I? I'll leave that blue one. Because that blue one is really pretty. Actually, I wouldn't mind putting a saddle on you and getting you out of here. And putting you over here. Because once I'm done consolidating, I'm going to start to use this male to try to breed it. and breed the color on it. And basically, you breed this male with the target female or females. Like I'll have to have multiple females, but you keep breeding it and breeding it and breeding till it levels up to the consolidated females level. That's how you do it. All right, these guys have come out. Let's set up another video before I start putting those guys in cryo. Let's see. This is a rant, huh?
I'm so...
It's the Gypsy. Joey the Gypsy. I love Joey, man. He's awesome.
So this video is going to be, I got a bunch of videos I want to make, but I've got to pretty much make
Life is a game and you are in control. It's a rant.
the video on what's on my mind, because
All right.
otherwise I'll just forget about it and it ends up just going on my list, and then I think of other videos, you know what I mean? So eventually I'll get to the ones on my list, but this is what's on my mind today. So I just I gotta say, I gotta be honest, there's things I could do to up my position in the algorithm and all that, but it's like, you know, I don't that's not my of course I want to make money. Everyone wants to make money, but what I really want is to do, I try to go with the flow, you know what I mean? I don't want to be swimming up against the current and fighting with the algorithm and just, you know, doing the same video over and over just to get 1 billion views. That's boring to me. You know what I mean? So I'm in this shit for the long run. I'm not, you know, this is a marathon. It ain't a sprint. So anyways, now I stumbled into a video this morning about this dude. He's all depressed and he lost everything, and he was saying how he thinks he should go see a doctor and he should probably be on medication, but his situation wasn't his fault. And so I tried to kind of convey that in the comment. I didn't want to write a novel, but I was saying basically, look, you're not the problem, dude. You're in a messed up society that's messing with your brain and messing with your situation. And, you know, I never advise people when it comes to medication, because you know yourself. If that's what you need, if that's what you feel you need, maybe that's what you should do. For me, it ain't for me. I want to function the way God made me, you know? So, I don't feel that God makes mistakes. I don't feel that God, here's how people end up losing their minds. This is my theory. So, you know, you gotta realize that everyone is born fine, perfect. Everyone is born good, but this society that we live in, and people think, oh, you just blame everything on society. Blame what? I have nothing to complain about. I'm not blaming. I'm just calling shit how I see it. Society we're in a messed up society. So people just project themselves. Like, if you're looking for excuses for the position you're in, you're going to assume everyone else is. I'm not. I'm in the position I put myself in. I have no complaints. I have no regrets. And so you can stop with that stupid comment of, oh, he's blaming all his problems on society. I don't even have any real problems right now, okay? So somebody's got to call this shit out, the insanity that we live in. Somebody's got to call it out. And lots of people do. And, you know, they got a lot of people brainwashed into thinking like, oh, they just don't want to work. They just want to blame society. Like, that's not the case, bro. I never had a problem working. I do got a problem wasting my time for a little bit of money and answering to silly people who shouldn't be in charge of anything, you know? So that's why I live the way I live. And believe me, I've made the same decision more than once where I turned down a high-paying, easy job because God didn't put me on this earth to just cling to some high-paying, easy job and do nothing with my life. God put me on this earth with some talents, and God wants me to use them. So that's what I try to do. So people, I'm not blaming any of my problems on society. Whatever problems I have are the problems I choose to have. And that's the thing. You can choose a different set of problems anytime you want. But so you got to realize that this whole thing is set up to basically drive you nuts. And this is where people mess up. They let it drive them nuts, and they do things that are against their own character and against their own nature, and that's where people make mistakes. Now, how people kind of end up losing their mind is they've been going against their own nature and going against their own character and going against, God for so long that they don't know their ass from their elbow at this point. And it's not that they were just born that way. It's that they've been confused and tricked in a million different ways to... Here's the thing. Here's the definition of insanity. I think Einstein came up with it. It's repeating the same thing over and over and expecting a different outcome. And when I first heard that, I was thinking, that doesn't sound like the definition of insanity. But as time went on and I thought about it, and I've met some people who I consider to be kind of insane, I realized that definition is kind of real accurate. Oh, here's the mechanic right here. So now here's how it works. People, if you're doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different outcome, that's just another way of saying you refuse to deal with what is actually happening, which is kind of an insane thing to do. Although it's not. It's a normal thing in our society. Lots of people do it. But the more you do it, the less you're going to really be able to function in a strategic and intelligent way, So basically, the cure for insanity, in my opinion, is just try to find the truth. What's the truth? Not the truth that you want, but the truth that is there. That's the one that really matters. It's like, here's the thing. I'll give you an example. There's a lot of people on like Twitter and YouTube and Instagram and all over the place who they're pushing a political narrative. Like, for whatever reason, they've aligned themselves politically with either the left or the right. I'll give you an example. There's this dude, Hassan Abi, I think his name is. I don't pay him much mind. I watched him argue with Andrew Tate one time, and I got to say, Andrew Tate kind of made an ass out of him. But, here's what this guy does. Basically, he pushes the left narrative so hard, and the left narrative is way more important to him than the actual truth. So what he does is, when things happen, he doesn't look at it objectively. He looks at it from, how do I spin this to be advantageous to the political parties that I've aligned myself with? Now, in a lot of ways, he's ignoring reality and pushing a false reality. And I'm not saying that the right side of the political spectrum is pushing the truth. They're not either. They're pushing a different false narrative a lot of the times. So you gotta realize, I lean more right, but I'm not loyal to the Republican Party. I can't stand them. They have no loyalty for me. So I don't push their narratives. I don't have any interest in that. I don't want to promote disharmony. I try not to. But so you gotta realize what this dude is doing. He's put every chance he gets, he's just pushing a political narrative instead of the truth. So what happens is, if you push a false reality long enough, you're not going to know reality from false reality. And that is how you lose your mind. So people think they can just say and do whatever they want, and there's no price to pay. This is why you got a bunch of political figures doing a bunch of terrible things. They think there's no price to pay. There's always a price to pay. So the price you pay for pushing a false narrative your entire life is you kind of go nuts. You kind of lose touch with reality. So my advice is, don't put no label on yourself. Oh, I'm a liberal. I'm a conservative. So now I'm going to push everything that the liberals or the conservatives push, because that's what I am. And it's like people just let this label dictate who they are, and that's not who you are. You know what I'm saying? You chose a label, and you're choosing to let it dictate your personality, and that's a bad decision. I believe that leads to mental illness. So that's one of many things. So, you know, it repeating the same thing over and over and expecting a different outcome, that is insanity. What's the cure? The truth is the cure. So the truth sets us free. You know what I'm saying? And that is a true saying. But so yeah, I'm trying to do what I can to lessen the mental illness out there. I want people to realize that you're not the problem, bro. They are the problem. And people are like, who's they? I'll tell you who they are. They are so smart that they control everything, and they have you convinced that they don't even exist. That's how smart they are. That's who they are. And they are very smart. They're a lot smarter than the average person you're going to see out on the street. That's not to say that they're smarter than everyone, because they're not. So, you know, you got to realize it's all set up. It's all set up to make you less intelligent, less, less
Mutation.
self-reliant, and they don't want you to believe in yourself or believe in God. They want you to believe in the narrative that they created, which is not really reality. I mean, it's the reality that they created, but the things that they make you think are important are not important. They've got everyone bickering over a bunch of nonsense. And all the issues with our society are manufactured for a reason, because it keeps everyone disorganized, and you got to hand it to them. They're playing chess, we're playing checkers. You know what I mean? But you got to realize that it requires your consent. Now, they're getting a lot of people's consent without the people even realizing it. So, you know, what I'm trying to do is get people into the state of mind where they're not just unconsciously consenting to all this insanity. It's, you know, it starts with your thinking. You know what I mean? So you gotta see it for what it is. Now, you know, people, who's they? It's not the politicians. They're a lot smarter than the politicians. The politicians and the celebrities and all the people who seem powerful in our societies, they're a bunch of puppets. They're a bunch of people who are too stupid to not let themselves be used as pawns in a game of chess. Now, in a game of chess, the pawns are thrown right out front. They're the first ones to take the hits. They're the first ones to take the damage. No one cares about them. Everyone just throws them out. They don't mean a whole lot. So, you know, a lot of people in our society are being used as pawns. But on top of that, all the big pieces, the rooks and the queens and the kings, they're all hidden. You don't even see them. And go on my Patreon if you want the details. But they're out there, and they're just smart enough to not be out there up front doing a bunch of dirt in public like these politicians do. I mean, the politicians, everyone sees through them at this point. You don't see, you rarely see people who are pushing, who supports Biden at this point. There's really not many people. I don't see them anymore. A lot of people I used to see supporting Biden, they just don't even mention politics no more, and that's good. Good for them. Don't be loyal to these ridiculous politicians who they'd sell you for a hot dog. They don't care about you. Like, the people who seem like they're in control are the biggest goofballs. They're the most inept, the stupidest people. And this is why they're in that position, because they're the ones who are dumb enough to be used as pawns, and if shit pops off, they're going to be the first ones to go. They're just too dumb to realize it. The people controlling them don't respect them. They think they're clowns. They think they're fools. They give them a little bit of wealth, and they don't consider them even on their team. You know what I'm saying? So the politicians and shit, they consider all them as us. They consider them as not their people, but our people, who are betraying their own people, which is another thing that they don't respect about them. They would have more respect for these politicians if they refused to be used the way they're being used. But this is the world we live in. And you also got to realize that the people who really are in charge, they're not evil. It's complicated, but they're doing what they're doing for a reason, and it's not because of greed or fear of safety. These people are on another level, bro. They've been gathering wealth and power for thousands of years. Go on my Patreon if you want the details. But they're not scared, bro. They're not scared of rebellion. They're not scared of anything. They're not scared of death. They're not scared of poverty. None of that. They understand how things actually work. They're not scared, bro. You can't threaten them with nothing. I'll put it to you that way. It's a complicated thing. There's a whole structure of like a pyramid. With the top of the pyramid, you're never gonna see him. You're never gonna hear of him, unless you go on my Patreon. But so, it's crazy. It sounds crazy, but it's set up that way because they don't want you to know what's actually going on. Anyways, I'm hoping I'm making sense here. My main point in this video is to get people to stop. I'm mentally ill and I'm depressed. And no, you got to see it for what it is. You're not the problem. This setup is the problem, and you can't let you take the blame for it. You got to realize that what you think and how you feel is what really matters, and your consent is a very important thing. It's called the law of free will. That's from the creator of all universes gave us the law of free will. Without the law of free will, nothing can exist. It's complicated. But so, you don't answer to them. You answer to God. So don't be giving them your consent. Don't be sitting there all defeated and depressed. Work out. Do what's right. Stay true to yourself. Stay true to God. And you're indestructible in a lot of ways if you do that. So, the people like, oh, you're just blaming society. No. I'm trying to look, here's the thing. When people are really genuinely happy and content, they don't spread negativity. They spread positivity. They want everyone to feel that way. I don't want people depressed. I don't want people defeated. There's some people that I know personally that I can't really deal with them. There's just some things got to be learned on your own. You know what I mean? So, but the people who listen to me, I'm hoping that I can help you guys realize that you're a lot more powerful than you realize. You know what I'm saying? So, I made a video about I think the video is called Chess, not Checkers. But there's this line in that movie Kingdom of Heaven, one of the greatest little scenes I've ever seen, when he meets up with King Baldwin, who King Baldwin was a great man. This is a Christian, and in our time we think, the religions are all stupid and this and that. Look, God's people come in all religions, so you can't be judging people on that. But anyways, King Baldwin, real kings, they're willing to give up everything for their people. Anyways, so King Baldwin was telling him basically, like, they're talking about chess, and he's like, most people get moved around by other people and other circumstances. They're a piece in a game. What they don't realize is that they can move themselves, and once they realize that they can move themselves in the game, that's when their game begins. Other than that, they're in someone else's game, and they're being moved around. So you got to realize that you can take control of the game anytime you want. You got to start moving yourself around instead of letting circumstances and people move you around. Now, chess is a great metaphor for war or life. It's like, one way to win a game of chess is by taking all the other material, and then eventually you take the king. But that's kind of the dumb way to do it. The smart way to win in a game of chess is you give up material to get position. Once, ain't nobody going to turn down taking your queen. You know what I'm saying? They're going to give up whatever position it takes to take your queen, or a rook even, or sometimes a bishop or a knight. So the smart people, the people who are really good at chess, they sacrifice pieces to gain position on the board because they know what actually matters is the king. All the other pieces do not matter. You can win a game of chess with a pawn and a king. That's all you need to win a game of chess. So when someone's really good at chess, you watch them play, you think they're losing because they keep giving up pieces. But what they're doing is they're jamming up the enemy position and getting him all discombobulated and stuck. And then once they start attacking, they just start taking everything. And they're unstoppable at that point because they've set the board up in a way to where you can't do nothing once they start attacking. So I've played life in a lot of ways like I played chess. I gave up a whole lot of material to get position. What I want is options. I want the board open. So I haven't played chess in a while. And the last many times I was playing chess, I was just playing speed chess. I get, a long game of chess, I lose interest. I don't want to. Here's the thing. Yes, I can sit there and think 20 moves ahead for every piece. I just don't want to do that. I don't feel like doing that. And when I'm playing someone who is doing that, I just get annoyed and I lose interest. So I play speed chess, put a clock on the motherfucker, and now let's see how good he is with the pressure on him. Now, that's just how I like to play chess. It's more exciting. You'd be amazed in New York. I knew lunatic homeless people who you would think they were complete morons. You get them on a chessboard and it's amazing. They're fucking good, man. Really good at chess. The best players in the world go to New York City, Washington Square Park, Union Square, and they lose to homeless lunatics, and they're always shocked by it, but I never am. And then there's other people on the street, they're not homeless lunatics, they're just really good at chess. Anyways, so if you ever really want to learn about chess, go to Washington Square Park, go to Union Square, look at the people at the boards, and I'd be willing to bet any of them is going to smoke you in a game of chess. I don't care how good you are. These people, they're playing to eat, and they ain't gonna play you for free. The cheapest bet you're gonna get is $1 or $2, and that's it. But other than that, you got to realize that this is what they do for a living. A lot of these guys, and they're not getting rich off it. And if you want to learn chess, they'll teach you too. But they're gonna charge you. But so, if you really want to learn about chess, go there and watch it. You'll be amazed. People, you look at them and you're like, this guy's a moron. He's homeless and filthy and looks like a complete moron. But they're really good at chess a lot of the times. I remember thinking, I'm going to kill this idiot. And then they beat me, and I get angry. But nowadays, it doesn't make me angry. It amuses me because I learned a lot, and I thought I was such a genius. It's a whole different ball game out there. Anyways, so... But yeah, hopefully this video makes sense. But yeah, you gotta look. Life is a game. Stop taking it so seriously. Don't worry about. And here's the other beautiful thing about life: the game doesn't end when you lose your king. You can get a new king. You know what I'm saying? You can build back up. The game never ends until you decide not to play anymore, and then you're just defeated, and that's how you really lose in life. But as long as you still got some fight in you, and as long as you are still trying, you can't lose. That's the beautiful thing about life. In a game of chess, what happens at the end? There's hardly any pieces left, and really, everyone loses. Because you look, when two real good players play at chess 9 times out of 10, by the end of that game, there's hardly any pieces on the board. They've slaughtered each other. They've torn each other apart. But they're both poor in material at that point. And this is a good metaphor for war. So, and then what happens? Whoever wins is sitting there with an empty board and no opponent, and they play a new game. It's like, you got to realize that life, it's a game of chess, really. And so, I don't even remember how to play checkers because I haven't played it since I was like 10 years old, probably. I got into chess at a young age. So, don't play checkers, man. Play chess. Think ahead. If you're going to lose material, try to get position. if you're going to lose position, try to get material. You know what I mean? But you also got to realize that there's other things at play, like how you feel, and just going out there ruthlessly taking all the material.
Got 4 stats already.
And being nasty and doing a bunch of terrible things. You're giving up a whole lot of position to do that. And if you give up enough position, they're going to be able to bully you. They're going to be able to push you around and take everything from you. So that, yeah, hopefully that makes sense. Here's the thing. A lot of mental illness comes from our own thoughts and actions. People do things against their own nature long enough and often enough to where they don't even know who they really are. So listen to your conscience, listen to your heart, and do what's right. Don't just go out there trying to slaughter and take all the material, because that may seem like a winning strategy, but you'll see when all's said and done, a lot of those people, they don't end up in a good spot. So hopefully this video makes sense. I'm going to watch it again, and I want to make sure I got some of my points across. Appreciate all the new subs, appreciate all the new Patreons, I appreciate all the comments, the likes, the tips. I appreciate you. The Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. It doesn't let me, on PayPal, it doesn't let me respond to people. And it's not like people are sending me all this money, but every once in a while someone will send me a tip and I can't respond to it, but I want you to know I see it and I appreciate it. You know, and I hope it comes back to you times 1,000. And it will. This is how things actually work. Anyways, so appreciate every single one of you. The new Patreon video is filmed, but I got to do stand-up tonight. I don't think I'm going to have time to put it up tonight. I'm going to have to, it's going to have to be tomorrow for the new Patreon video. Anyways, appreciate every single one of you. And hopefully this video makes sense. I feel like I was ranting and raving. But I'll see you on the next one. Everybody have a good one.
All right. Joey the Gypsy. You're in control of your actions, but they manipulate the board so much to where if you're not someone who can bypass what they put out there, the spellcraft and the design that they have out there, then you're fucked. Like when they put me in Bear County Jail, I was surrounded by steel, concrete, people who don't give a shit, and I was being spiritually smushed into a box, because that design is not something you want. And yeah, the kid told me, the one that was in my cell, we had 2 people in that cell, he goes, it's in your mind, it's all in your mind. And I was pissed off because I didn't feel like I should be there. And you know, I banged on the door and shit. It was horrible. And yeah, I mean, it's an ultimate head trip, but they were going to leave me there for over a year while they decided what was going to happen. And can you imagine? They just grab you out of nowhere. They don't care about your property. They don't care about your responsibilities. If you have children, they don't care about anything. They just grab you and throw you in a box. And if my mom didn't bail me out, I'd be there right now. Or I would have already been sentenced. It's been over a year. So I probably would have already been judged or gone through the court. And what they do is they do that to you, besides costing you all your property and really pissing you off. What they do is they do that to you so that you can be more willing to take a deal. They want to put pressure on you so that you can take a deal. And people who can't handle that situation, if they can get out, they do what it takes to stay out. And I got lucky because I was not handling that situation. My lawyer was essentially useless. The man did answer some questions, but he is not an educator. He answered some questions, but there was no real concern. You know, it's like for him, it's just another case. As a matter of factly, he was real happy that I got out. You know, and he's a nice guy, but I just didn't understand any of that. That's a totally different world, and he wasn't a very good guide in that world of law. I just don't understand that world. I've never been in law. So I just, I kind of freaked out because I didn't know what to think. But anyway, overcoming that kind of harsh reality is no different than trying to overcome being a bum. Some people can do it, some people can't. I don't think I could do it. I think I'll go crazy. But anyway, we got another video here. It's hard to stay in the present moment. Born in a corrupt system.
What do you wish you'd get out of life? And I'm just asking this for everyone here in the comment sections. Everyone wants different things in life. Let me tell you what I really want in life. Me, I just want a basic life. I just want an easy, simple, stressless, no stress of a life. I just want peace, no drama, no anxiety, none of that negative bullshit. But sadly, we're just trapped in negativity. It's not that I'm negative. It's not that you're negative. It's just we're surrounded by negativity. And this is where it could probably affect us mentally, physically, you name it. A lot of people have goals in life. They want to achieve this. They want to achieve that. Me, I just want to be comfortable until I depart. What I basically mean by that is I just want to feel happy. I just want to feel good, be healthy as best as possible, and just live until I finally depart. I don't care, for example, I don't care about ever getting married. I definitely don't want to have kids. I don't really care about those things that people just can't wait to do, which I don't know how you can. I'm not saying don't do it, but with the kids, you really should think twice into that. And, don't have kids. But, however, I can't stop people. But, there's people that want to achieve this, people that want to achieve that. And if they do or don't, they get all crazy. Me, I don't care if I'm a virgin for the rest of my life. I'm not a virgin, but I'm just saying, let's say I was, I really wouldn't care. It is what it is. Some people care, everyone's different in that way. Me, I really wouldn't care. All I care is I just want peace. I just want to be as comfortable as possible, and hopefully before I know it, be out of this misery, out of this circus of a world, I want to try to just get it over with as fast as possible. That's how I look at it as. A lot of people be like, you're dark for that, you're this, and I'm not really dark. I'm surrounded by dark. My shirt's a little dark. But, it's not that I'm really being dark. It's just how I look at it as the faster I depart, the faster we all just depart from this life, the better. Because all we get out of this is just suffering. Health-wise, mental-wise, financial-wise, Financially, some people are struggling. It's just such a unbearable world we live in. Some people it's easier, some people it's harder. That's the thing. Some people, if it's easy for them, they think it's got to be easy for everyone. I wish that were the case, but it's not. Just like if you're a happy, what do they call it? Happy Peter or something? Something like that. I could be wrong, but I'm just going to say a happy Peter. Everyone should be a happy Peter, which, yeah, everyone should be. Everyone deserves to be happy. But that's the thing. Not everyone's happy. And there's things that get in the way of why people aren't happy. Whether it's money-wise, whether it's health-wise, whether it's you name it wise, But
But then there's also things that people don't achieve, and that's what brings people down. Like, for example, some people want to lose their virginity and they may not be able to, or it may take them a long time. And how I look at it as, me personally, I don't care if I'm a virgin for the rest of my life. I lost my virginity, but I'm just saying, let's say I didn't, I really wouldn't care. All I really care is I just want to have a nice, happy, simple, just a simple, easy, basic life until I'm ready to depart. And hopefully before I know it, I departed. And that's all I really ask. I don't want no problems. I don't want no drama. I don't want no fighting. I just want pure bliss. Maybe even Alexa bliss. But all kidding aside, I just want pure bliss, pure peace.
Oh shit! I'm sorry, I muted it. I was just saying, what he's describing is an ideal situation where you're fucking retired and wealthy, and everybody's there to cater to your individual needs. Like Biden probably has the best doctors on the planet because he's the president, but he's also working. He's responsible for stuff, even though he's got that mental illness or whatever. And what he's describing is a situation that will never really happen, because you always have to be working, doing something. Even if you're independently wealthy, you still have to manage your money, manage your businesses or whatever's making you money, and you have to take care of your personal issues and your personal life situation. It's the only way to do it. So anyway, let's continue.
That's really all I ask from life. I don't care if I ever achieve this or achieve that or don't achieve, a lot of people are competitive where they want to get things accomplished. Me, I'm not really like that. I'm more like a laid back person that just doesn't really care. I just want to have it simple. That's just me. Everyone's different, man. That's what people got to understand. Everyone's different. This is just how I feel in my opinion. I just want to be as comfortable as possible until this whole shit just comes to an end for me, until I just depart from this hell. Because life is truly just draining. It really is. And whoever to disagree with that, I don't know. To each their own, but it's the honest truth. It's a lie for someone to say anything different, because it's just the cold truth. Life is draining. Life is exhausting. Life just feels never ending. Even though, yes, we all know we're going to die someday, it just feels like it's never ending. I say this so many times, everything feels like it flies. Before you know it, it's Halloween. Before you know it, it's Christmas. Before you know it, it's Thanksgiving. Felt like all this shit just happened yesterday, and here we are again a year later, which doesn't even feel like a year. It feels like literally a week, or like a couple of months. But one thing that just seems to take forever is our departing, our departation. Are departing from this world. That feels like it's just never ending. At least to me it does, I'm just saying, at least to me. Maybe some people feel the other way around, that life flies too fast, which it does feel like life flies too fast, but that part feels like it takes forever, at least in my opinion. Everything else, though, yeah, feels like it was just the Super Bowl. Here we are again now. It's already football season again. It's like, feels like all this shit just happens like it was just yesterday. Like, literally feels like it was just yesterday. And here we are now again with it going on. And this is where I say life is stale. It's the same stupid thing we get all hyped for. I don't get hype at all anymore. I'm just saying, here we go again. It's just the same stale thing. We live in a loop. That's all life is. It's a big giant loop. You know how on a YouTube video you could put a video on a loop, when the video comes to an end and restarts again? Well, that's literally the same scenario with life. It's just a big giant loop. Halloween to come back again. Halloween to restart again. All the holidays, all these, stupid holidays will start again. Now, I'm not saying I hate Halloween or Christmas or anything. Of course, everyone knows what holiday, though, I do hate. And just in case for anyone that's wondering, that's new here, yes, New Year's. New Year's is by far the most stupidest holiday of all. Because We're getting all hyped for a new year. Meanwhile, more like happy loop year. That's what it should be. Happy loop year, because it's just going to be a loop of the same bullshit, if not worse. Happy loop year. That's actually what it should be called. Happy loop year, everybody. To the same nonsense, if not worse. Or actually, it might be a difference. Not in a positive way, though. Not in a positive way. But just a horrible, exhausting way. Tormenting way. But yeah, loop year. That's what actually I'm going to be calling it now. That's actually just I don't know how I didn't think of that sooner. I don't know how I just came up with that now. I really don't. I feel stupid right now, but like I felt like I should have just came up with that from the get-go. But yes, happy loop year, to the same misery, to all restart again. How I look at New Year's is just it restarts. It's like a chapter that just restarts again. All right, the video's restarting again. Well, that's what New Year's is. It just re-looped again. It reached the loop. New Year's is the loop. Now it all goes again. Loop year. Loop year. Just kill me already, damn it, in the year. Loop year. But it's just crazy how stale it is and how we just don't see anything wrong with it, you know? I mean, I'm not trying to be a bummer and say don't celebrate holidays and shit, but it's crazy how we just do the same thing over and over and over. You know, it's just the same stupid thing. Then we make up all this other stupid shit like on Facebook, Happy Son's Day, Happy Daughter's Day, Happy Mother's Day, Father's Day's been a holiday, but you know, we make up all these stupid holidays. National Taco Day, like if it's really a day is just a day. There's no different about a day. It's just another day. That's the only thing. It's just another day. We make up that day to have meaning when really no day really has meaning. It's just what's today is tomorrow, basically. The only difference in the days really is the weather. That I will say could be different. Today looks like an overcast, cloudy day. Tomorrow could be a rainy day, sunny day, but still in all, it's just another day. There's nothing special about it. There's nothing magical about it like we all seem to make it. That's the thing. That's all. We're just making it to be magical when it's really not. Just another regular day. It's like when Christmas is Christmas. That day is just no different than any other day. It's just like today. Only thing, we set that date, the 25th in the calendar, is automatically Christmas, you know? We make up all this stupid shit. It's nothing more to it than that. But going back to how I just want to have a peaceful life until the very end. Some people be like, well, don't you want to achieve anything? Don't you want a career? Or don't you want to get married? Don't you want to have kids? And truth is, I don't really care for any of those things. I really don't look forward to any of those things. I just want to feel good, have it as easy as possible, and hopefully before I know it, I'm at it as dump. That's literally my motto. That's literally my motto. I'm not saying it should be your motto, whatever your motto you want it to be, but that's just my motto. I don't care. I don't care what I achieve or what I don't achieve. There's things I have achieved, and there's things, of course, that I didn't achieve. But I really don't care if I ever do achieve it or don't achieve it. There's one thing I truly want to achieve in this world, and that's peace. Just feel at ease. But that's the thing. We can't. We just truly can't. We can never just truly live in the moment. Because we're always worrying about the future or things that already happened. There's a lot of us that are scarred from the past. You know, something tragic, let's say, happened to us in the past. That now we never forget about it. It's always scarred into our brain, you know, into our mind. And then vice versa, you got people that are afraid of the future, of what's going to possibly happen to their life in the future. Then you have people that worry about both, the future and the past. From what already happened and what didn't happen yet that you're afraid may happen. So it's like either way, you're just never at ease here. You can never just truly be in the moment. And that's something we should be. They say, think presently. Which is true and all, but it's just hard because the future ends up coming. There's something bad that's going to happen in the future that, you know, let's say you owe this amount of whatever and you don't have enough, then that's what you start stressing over, you know? So it's like almost, excuse me, it's almost impossible. It pretty much is impossible, at least how I look at it. It's just impossible to be in the present moment because you always have these two things ruining your life, you know, ruining your at ease feeling, you know, it would ruin your peace. I mean, the thing is, things that do happen to us in the past, we probably wish it didn't happen, or we wish there was a way to prevent it, but unfortunately it's nothing you can do. You gotta unfortunately let it go. Now I'm not saying that's easy as screwing in a light bulb, but unfortunately we can't change the past. We could sometimes change the future in some sort of way, like we could prevent certain things from sometimes happening if we're on the ball with it, I guess, if you get my drift. But we can't change for what already happened. You know, that's the truth. What you did in the past or what happened to you in the past can't be changed. That's one thing that does suck, and that's why a lot of people are scarred from it. And I do understand those people. You know, a lot of people be like, just get over it. It's not easy, man. It's easy for you to say that because nothing maybe bad happened to you in the past, or at least not to that extreme that happened to that person. So a person that didn't really experience that much pain in the past is easy to say, oh, just get over it, man. Get a hold of yourself. Think of the moment. He's right to some degree, but it's like he's saying it like it's just so easy when it's not. You know, when you're not suffering from anything, or, you know, nothing bad ever happened to you in that way, yeah, it's easy for you to just say, oh, snap out of it, man. Get a hold of yourself, you know, like shit like that. If they could get a hold of themselves, if they could snap out of it, I'm pretty sure they would. But it's just the thing. It's hard. Everyone's different in life. Everyone has different challenges. You know, that's the thing people just lack to understand. Everyone has different challenges in life. What's easy for you may be totally hard for that person. What that person can do, you'd be like, damn, how the hell did he do it? Because he has different challenges. Everyone has different stress level. Everyone has different opinions on things. You know, everyone feels different in certain ways. That's, like I always say, what makes us unique. But it's like we all think we got to be the same. I like this, so why the hell shouldn't you? You know, that attitude. When that's just not the case. And that's the thing people will never understand. No matter how many times you repeat it on a video or just into their heads, it's just, it'll just go right in there and pretty much out of there. You know? One hole of the year, out the other hole of the year. But that's the thing, what's wrong with society. We can never just be in the moment because we're always worrying about the future or what happened to us in the past. The past you can't, unfortunately, change. The future depends. There's things we worry about. What's going to happen to me in the future? That's the biggest worry of 9 out of 10 people. What's going to happen to me in the future? What's going to happen? Life's only getting harder, and I fear the future too. I'm not going to lie. I'm sure we all do. And how could you not? That's the real question. How could you not? We all fear what's going to happen in the future. In so many ways, form. We're afraid where we're going to end up. What's, you know, where's our health going to be in 5 years, 10 years, you know, certain things like that, you know. We just can never just live presently. We're here now at this very moment. That's how we should be, absolutely, but that just gets in the way of it. Just like, perfect example, there's things we want to do that we don't have enough time or any time to do because work gets in the way of it. Work is blocking what you truly rather do. Well, same thing. You're trying to be in the present moment, but the future keeps literally floating right over the moment state. This bill's due next week. This bill's due this month or whatever. You know, just as a little example of what I'm trying to say. And instead of thinking the moment and forgetting about that stupid thing floating, that stupid thing starts floating, just like eye floaters, literally. So it's just defeating the purpose. It's a little spit out, my bad. But it's just defeating the purpose of living that moment, that very moment. It's defeating that purpose. That's a lot of times what anxiety is itself. We always worry about the next day or next week or next month or whatever. Shit, I'm nervous about the job, for example, job interview. We're nervous about a job interview, or worried about how I'm going to do with the job, or, you know, am I going to be able to do this task correctly? Am I going to have problems? Am I going to not be quick enough and do the pace correctly, and then to the point where I get fired? You know, these are all thoughts of the future. And this are all thoughts that are ruining the present moment. Because the present moment, you should just feel at ease and relax. But these are thoughts that keep interfering with that original, well, it keeps interfering with the present moment state. And then now you're not in the present moment. You're literally in the future even before the future even happens. The future didn't even happen yet. You're just in the present moment, but at the same time, that's like drawing you away from it. Now you're no longer in the present moment. You're digged into the future, worrying about every little chaos thing that may occur. You know? It's just, and this is why life's just, it's just a bunch of pins and needles. Like I always love to say, it's just a bunch of pins and needles. You could just never be at ease. Your mind's always racing. But at the same time, how could it not be? Look how life is. How could it not be? You know? Everyone handles stress differently, that I will say. Some people can handle it much better, some people can't. Me, I admit it's hard. It's hard for me, and I have no shame to admit it. You know, I admit it. Everyone's different, though. I'm not going to pretend I'm something I'm not. I'd be straightly honest, you know. It's hard for me. And I'm sure it's hard for a lot of people. And some people, it's the other way around, which they're lucky in that way to some degree, you know. But, anyway, I think I'm going to call it a day there, people. I'm going to wrap it up for now. I hope everyone's doing well as best as possible in this shithole of a world. Like I always love to say, well, it's just the truth, man. It's something that's got to be said. I can't be all make-believe and say it's a gift here. I wish it was. Everything they say this world is not, but I wish everything they said this world is was true. I really do. I wish it was a gift. I wish there was something to look forward to in this life, but it's just very rare to find. It's just hard. There's just pure misery here. It's just pure torture. 9 out of 10 of the times, that's just how I feel with life. Like, you know, you could call me negative if you like. If that gets you through the day, if that makes you somehow feel better, I guess whatever you got to do. But I'm just trying to be realistic here, you know. That's all I can say.
There's a big difference between pessimism and realism. Realism accepts the positive and the negative. Pessimism is always negative. He always talks about negative subjects, so people are going to perceive him as negative. But he's not being negative. He's trying to face reality of the negativity, which is fine. But you also have to embrace the positivity as well. And he touches it here and there. It's just that he doesn't touch it a whole lot. So
anyway, going to be signing off for now, guys. Love you all. Take it easy. Cool. Peace out. And yeah, see you next time. Love you.
Oh, he's got a sunroof. Oh, man. That's hilarious. Anyway, you know, we're allowed our opinions and shit. The thing is, all the opinions in the world ain't going to do shit for you and when you really need it. That's the thing. All right, so I went through all those babies I just made, and we got some pretty good results. We've got a male and female that are the same level with 4 stats. Right there. Male and female with 4 stats. Okay. So I only need 2 more stats. Oxygen and what was the other one? Oxygen and melee. Yeah, oxygen and melee are the only 2 stats I need. So I only need females that have oxygen and melee. Does that make sense? So anyway, that's what I got to do. Got to go over here and this wall of shame, and anything that doesn't have oxygen and melee is really a waste of time. See, this one's a waste. This one has melee, could stay. That has oxygen. That one can go. You see what I mean? If it doesn't have oxygen and melee, because those are the 2 I need, it can be killed off. Oxygen can stay. Health. Oxygen can stay. Melee, right there. You see? And I think I have, let's see, 4 stats here. Has oxygen. This one has oxygen. This one, it's a female, but it doesn't have oxygen or melee. So because it didn't have oxygen or melee, it's not going to do me any good. That's not what I need. So I kill it off. So this one, this female, oh, she only has 3. She doesn't have oxygen or melee either, you see? So she's also useless to me. Alright. Yeah. Now this one, she doesn't have oxygen or melee, right? But she's the equal of this guy. She's the twin of this guy that's a female. So I'm going to keep her in case I need to breed this one. Now I have melee on this male and I have oxygen on this male. So I could technically breed her with either one of these 2 males to try to get those characteristics on another male. Right? So I have one chance to breed these guys, either one of these guys, to get that stat. Or I could just keep breeding this guy with the ladies over here and these few ladies over here to try to get the oxygen and the melee. And that would be fine too. Yeah. This one's got melee. So and this is good too because this one has almost all the stats. It has health. Has this health, stamina, weight, and melee. Just needs food and oxygen. Now, oxygen is important to these because I use them underwater. I like to go under the water and swim around and kill shit under the water. What the hell? I don't know why. I just like dipping in the water and swimming around and killing fish and shit. But anyway, that's me. It's fun to me. And that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and continue this. It's already been 1 hour and 12 minutes, so once again, the guy we listened to is born into a corrupt system. And let me see and get him off there. All right. Okay. So this is a new one. I'm going to go ahead and come back to this one. She's new. Or he's new. And I'm going to do that in the next video. And I'll be right back. Thanks for watching.